tell us a little bit about what FAFSA is and why do we all need to apply for it?
So TEA last year came up with a great idea that every single senior should complete the FAFSA. I mean, money is tight to everybody, and a lot of students are supporting themselves completely. And so they do not think that college is an opportunity for them. And that is one of the ways that the state of Texas is trying to help students understand the FAFSA is here. Let's try to use it, see if you can qualify for any money. And if every single senior has to fill out the FAFSA before they graduate, it is a graduation requirement. But really, and most important that we want to try to get the information out is, one, the student has to make an account and get their own FAFSA ID, and the parent or guardian has to make their account and get their FAFSA ID, and then those accounts are linked together. It's very important to try to set your accounts up prior to coming to that night, especially if you're going to need help, because a lot of the time it says, please wait 1 to 3 days to verify the account. So if you make that account that night with us, we can't go any further because they're trying to verify the account. Now, it is something that you can completely do on your own. You do not have to have our help. It is personal information, and you would rather do that in the privacy of your home. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. We're here to help you on a case-by-case basis. We have ran into a couple of things. We know that you should always write down your information and your password, and then take a picture of it, and then also keep that in a safe somewhere so you do not lose the username and password. It's really important. It has to be exactly like what's on the Social Security card. Even if you have a crazy misspelling on your Social Security card, you need to use that crazy spelling on the FAFSA, or it will throw 15 red flags up and cause some problems there. So that's important. Another important thing to do with the FAFSA is to make sure that you have all of your tax information from the year before. So this would be last year's tax information. There's that one question. So the only thing that we ran into with the questions as you go through, if you do choose to do this on your own, there'll be a question about, is your student wanting to do work study? You always check yes. Even if you do not plan on having your student work while they're in college, the work study program is where they can work somewhere on the college campus to help with the cost of tuition. And they always work around their schedule really nicely and things like that. If you choose no, and a couple of months down the road want to try to do that, it will not allow you. They will not allow you. So it's very important to go ahead and check yes. You can deny it if you want to deny it. You do not have to accept that help, but go ahead and check yes, because we've seen several problems with that. So it's important to know what your Social Security card says. It's important to know that you have your tax information ready to go, because it's going to ask several questions. And it's also important to choose yes to that work study question. Everything else beyond that point kind of becomes very personal and specific. We've worked through many different situations of split homes, or they live with their grandparents. There's just a ton of different scenarios that have to be worked through beyond that point. And we can't really foresee what those problems would be.
Yeah, we don't know all the answers, but we can just help find the answers. There's a helpline basically for FAFSA that sometimes that's the only thing you can do, is just call them and ask the questions. Sometimes our financial aid people from WTC can help us. They've run into a situation. Of course, this is what they do for a living.
And at the family nights, we will also have WTC. They are great to come help us. And they've worked through even more scenarios than we have. And so it's a good combination at family, at FAFSA night with parents. And so we do encourage that, and we will get lots of information out on that in the coming few days. We're just trying to wait for that October 1st, because we don't want anyone to jump the gun and try to get started, because it will it'll make you start over.
Is there a deadline on when FAFSA has to be completed?
Not particularly, but by February it has to be done. They stop looking. You're not going to receive any money or anything at that point We try really hard, and like I said, that free money out there, we would love our seniors here at Snyder High School to have a great opportunity to achieve that. So we really want to try to have it done by the end of December, by this first semester, so that we're in there ready to go and everybody knows what's happening before the spring hits.